What's going on, everybody? You know, these videos that I've been doing for the last few months where I showcase some exceptionally surprising cards that are selling at very reasonable prices. There's a few reasons why I do this. There's a few reasons I feel that it's important to see what's going for, value type prices. Number one, I like knowing what's happening in the market. I like knowing what's happening with vintage cards. If there are certain things that are starting to show up in the under $50 price range, I kind of want to be aware of that because it gives you kind of a barometer of where things are going. If all we're doing is searching for cards that we want, then we may never really see what the market as a whole is doing. But if as we're watching cards under the $50 price tag show up that are really, really nice cards, and each month they're getting nicer and nicer and nicer, we say, okay, that tells us something about what's happening with the market. Now, another reason I like doing this, and I like doing the searching, I like doing the videos, is I'm always learning about new cards. There are cards that I see that I hadn't seen in previous episodes or previous months, or I hadn't seen at shows. And so what ends up happening is I'm constantly learning about different cards that I wasn't aware of before that are in these years and in these decades. So I think that that's a good thing. And a lot of the times I'll see a card that I have kind of forgotten about. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's a really cool card. That's a really cool card that maybe I've seen before, but kind of went off my radar. And then by seeing it again, it kind of comes back into my radar. And it might expand a little bit of my horizons of cards that I want for my collection. So personally, I really enjoy doing this. I like knowing what's happening in the market. I like learning about new cards that I may not be familiar with. And I also like, seeing these cards that I had maybe kind of forgotten about and realize, oh yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff in here that I might want to put on my list to add to my collection. So we've got 40 cards from the 1950s that sold for under $50 during our past month. Now in this case, we're talking about these happened in February. All of these sales happened in the month of February and sold for under $50. Now that does not include shipping and things like that. So you can just, add in $5 or $6 or so to the price to see what the out the door price was. And I think there's again some really good deals. It kind of is crazy to me what types of players you can afford cards of at this price point. Because again, collecting vintage, it doesn't have to be expensive. And then at the end, I've got 10 what I call moonshots, some of the biggest purchases in eBay from the month of February. And there are a couple of absolutely massive buys that somebody added to their collection. So at the end, the 10 moonshots, but first, 40 cards from the 50s, under $50, that I think would look nice in just about everybody's collection.
All right, first up is the 57 Topps Ted Kluszewski in an SGC 5.5. Now, this card showed up the other day when we were talking about some of the coolest cards that every collection needs. That sleeveless Kluszewski card is very cool, and under $50 in a 5.5 grade seems very reasonable. How about a 58 Topps All-Star of Ted Williams in a PSA 2, a solid-looking copy there, and, one of the all-time great hitters. He obviously didn't have any cards in 59, 60, well, at least not Topps. So what this is his last playing days Topps card. How about a 58 Topps Rival Fence Busters? Now look at this card. It's an SGC 5. It's really well centered. It's got Willie Mays and Duke Snider on it. How can you go wrong with a card from 1958 with Willie Mays and Duke Snider? And it's $48, and that is definitely the first mind-blowing pick for me. I can't believe that that's in a 5 for $48. How about a 1950 Bowman Richie Ashburn card in an SGC2, really, really well centered. Sure, it has a 2 on the top, but it's $47, and to me, the eye appeal is outstanding on this card of the Phillies great. And 50 Bowman, I like 50 Bowman. Some people like 51 and 52 more. I don't know. I like 50 a lot. How about the 57 Topps Roy Campanella in an SGC 4.5? Again, just over $45 for this card. Such a cool pose, such a cool picture from that 57 Topps set. How about a football card? How about a Bobby Lane? Now, he's a prolific quarterback. He was all-pro, championships. He had it all. And while this isn't his rookie card, it is very early in his career. Well, it's one of his earlier cards, I should say. For 1950 Bowman Bobby Lane. How about the 1953 Redman Ralph Kiner? Now, this is a PSA 4.5. It has the tab, obviously. And, these cards, finding them in high grade is very, very rare. So 4.5 is a pretty good grade for these cards. And under $47, that's pretty great. How about a 52 Bowman Bob Feller in a PSA 2? Again, it's a 2, but the centering side to side is really good. Top to bottom's okay. It's $46 for a Bob Feller card, a Bowman Bob Feller card. That just seems like a great deal to me. How about the 56 Topps Al Kaline? This would be Kaline's third card. His rookie's in the 54 set. A PSA 3.5. Nice looking card. Now, it's not a great picture, but to me it looks like a pretty nice centering, pretty good eye appeal in the 3.5 for $46. How about the 54 Bowman Larry Doby? You can see him sitting there at Yankee Stadium. It's a PSA 2.5, a well-centered card. A really great card of a really important player, the first African-American to play in the American League. And I like that 54 Bowman set. I think it's a little underappreciated. One of the best pictures of Warren Spahn, in my opinion, is the 57 Topps, and this is in an SGC 5. Now, obviously, I love the 53 Bowman color. I love the 52 Topps. I love a lot of Warren Spahn cards. But for $44, the 57 Topps in an SGC 5 seems like a pretty good deal. The 55 Bowman Pee Wee Reese in an SGC 4.5, that is a good-looking card. Now, some people are all about the 55 Bowman. Some people don't like it at all. If you like it at all, this Pee Wee Reese for $43 in an SGC 4.5 seems like a pretty darn good grade and deal to me. The 57 Topps Dodger Slugger, again, we're going to see multiple player cards here. We've already seen a couple. And look at just the greats on this picture. 4 Dodger Sluggers in an SGC 4.5, $42.05. That is there's a lot of power in that picture. Another 54 Bowman. Again, I really like this set. Minnie Minoso, the SGC 5, well-centered card, good-looking card. I've always liked this Minnie Minoso card. Again, I am a little bit fond of the 54 Bowman set. Now look at this. A 58 Topps Sonny Jurgensen in a PSA 4, a well-centered card. This is Sonny Jurgensen's rookie card. It's a PSA 4 for $41.77. His rookie card. The easiest choice for me for the mind-blowing pick. A Sonny Jurgensen rookie card in a 4 for $41. How about this really well-centered 56 Topps Duke Snider in an SGC 2.5? That is a really nice-looking card for $41 and change. Again, yeah, it has a 2.5 on it, but that looks pretty nice to me, and the eye appeal for me is the thing that matters most. How about a 55 Bowman early win? Now, when you're talking about a card from 1955, even especially a 55 Bowman, you don't see 55 Bowmans that are sharp all that often. And for $41.01, this one's a 6.5 grade, and it looks every bit of a 6.5. It is a really nice card. How about the 51 Redback? Now, again, this is the first Topps baseball card that was made and the red backs and the blue backs. This is Phil Rizzuto's red back in an SGC 2. Beautiful card there. How about the 57 Topps Alkaline? That 57 Topps set, I don't know. I mean, it's got some really cool poses in it. This Alkaline is one of them. And $41 for an SGC 3 of the 1957 Topps Alkaline. Really well-centered card. Beautiful card. Another 57 Topps. Now, Rocky Colavito. This is his rookie card. A Rocky Colavito rookie card in SGC 3. You know, $41. A really, really good player. You know, this guy made a lot of all-star games. This was, you know, a star at the time. And we're buying rookie cards like that for right around $40. How about the first Stan Musial Topps card? The 58 Topps Stan Musial All-Star in a 4.5 for PSA. $41. I love this set. I love the blue and red backgrounds. I love the stars. I really enjoy that All-Star set, and that's the first Stan Musial Topps card. How about a 58 Topps Sandy Koufax? Now, this one got a 1.5, but again, if you're looking at the color and the vibrance of it, you're looking at the image, super clear. $40 for a 58 Sandy Koufax. Now, keep in mind, that's his fourth-year card. How about the 1950 Callahans? Now, Callahans are a set that were sold in ballparks and at the Hall of Fame back in the early 50s for a few years. And this is the Nap Lajoie. And PSA 8, I mean, this card is 75 years old, and it's in an 8, and it's Nap Lajoie. How about the 1954 Whitey Ford in an SGC 3? Really well-centered card. Love the blue background there. You got Whitey showing off his left arm there, and it's $39. Now, keep in mind, he's got a 51 Bowman, doesn't have a 52 Topps, and this is the 54 Topps. So, how about the 52 Wheaties set? I really like the Wheaties cards. These are hand-cut cards off of boxes. This is a Ben Hogan, one of the early Ben Hogan cards. Ben Hogan has very few cards. If you're a golf collector at all, this is an SGC 4.5 for under $39. How about a 59 Topps Bart Starr? This is Bart Starr's third card. His rookie card is very expensive, and this is his third card. This is an SGC 4. Great color on this card. I don't know. I really have always liked this card. I've been after this card for a while. It sold for $38. It blows my mind. It truly blows my mind that you can buy a third-year Bart Starr card that looks that nice with that kind of coloring for $38. How about a 56 Topps Robin Roberts? Again, all of these cards we're looking at are from the 1950s. This is a PSA 5 assigned grade for Robin Roberts for $38. We're talking about a Hall of Fame pitcher, a very good pitcher, and if he had played on a team that got more wins, his numbers would have been kind of phenomenal. How about a 1959 Topps Johnny Unitas? Now, Johnny Unitas' rookie cards from the 57 set. This is the third card for Johnny Unitas, and it's a really cool pose. Under $40. Unbelievable. How about a 56 Topps Monty Irvin? This is a PSA 3 from the 56 Topps set. Really like this card. Monty Irvin was an important player, and he also served in our military, which gives him a special place in my heart. $36 for that Monty Irvin card. Now check this one out. It's a 58 Topps Slugger Supreme. Now any card that has Ted Williams on it, and I mean obviously you got Kluszewski too, you got two big-time sluggers, but a Ted Williams card and a PSA 4, and it's really well set. I mean that's a beautiful looking card. A beautiful card for $35. And that is my next mind-blowing pick of the day. That blows my mind. That is a gorgeous card. How about the 55 Bowman Roy Campanella in an SGC 3? Again, you know, Campanella, he doesn't have a ton of cards. His rookie card is in the 49 Bowman set. So this is in 55 Bowman. Under $35. Took a best offer. Under $35. You got back to Warren Spahn. I always try to feature Warren Spahn because I like him. 56 Topps Warren Spahn in SGC 3. Such a cool picture. $34.77 for a Warren Spahn card from, almost 70 years ago. How about 1957 Topps Eddie Matthews? Look at the eye appeal on that card. Really well centered. It's a great picture of Eddie Matthews. Guy definitely lived in the shadow of Hank Aaron. $34 for this Eddie Matthews card. His rookie card's the last card in the 1952 Topps set. How about the 52 Burke Ross Richie Ashburn? Now, Burke Ross cards, they're pretty cool. They came perforated. There were two of them in a panel. And this Richie Ashburn was $33.62. These Burke Ross cards came in the early 50s for a couple of years, and they were a variety of different sports. How about the 51 Bowman Casey Stengel? Now us Yankee fans love Casey Stengel, even though Mets fans try to claim him. We see what you're doing. How about the SGC4 Casey Stengel for $32? That's a cool image. I recently bought that same card, not that exact one. How about the 1955 Topps Ken Boyer? Now, Ken Boyer is not a Hall of Famer. He's on the short list of people who I think should seriously be considered. Featured him on a video a couple weeks ago about guys that aren't in the Hall of Fame, but could certainly make a case to be in it. His rookie card for $30, less than $30 in a 4.5. That's a beautiful card. Great image, great clarity, great color. 1958 Topps All-Star Frank Robinson. To me, my favorite picture of any Frank Robinson card is the 58 Topps All-Star. He looks so young. Such a great photo of him. This is an SGC, really, really well-centered card. How about a 58 Topps Duke Snider? One of the all-time great sluggers for the Dodgers in a PSA 5. A 58 Topps Duke Snider in a PSA 5 sells for $26. It's $25 to get a card graded. How about the 57 Topps Whitey Ford in an SGC 3? Again, I featured a lot of 57 Topps this particular month because, I don't know, they seem like they're going cheap, and there's so many cool cards. But we got a Whitey Ford from 57 Topps in a 3 for $23.50. And then the 52 Look and See. I love this Topps Look and See set. Again, the same artist that was commissioned for the 52 Topps baseball set did the 52 Look and See set. They're very cool cards of inventors, politicians, historical figures. $23.42 for the Harry Truman. And now, how about we take a look at the big purchases from February? These are the moonshots. First up, we got a 53 Topps Willie Mays in a PSA 6. What do you think that sold for? Any predictions? Make a prediction to yourself. How about $7,800, almost $7,900 in the PSA 6? I don't know, that seems kind of reasonable. Is that high? I don't know. It seems reasonable to me. It's a pretty darn cool Willie Mays card. Obviously, his 52 and 51 cards are super expensive. How about a 54 Topps Hank Aaron? This is the Hank Aaron rookie card in a PSA 6.5. And it is gorgeous. The color just jumps off the screen. $11,200 for that Hank Aaron rookie card. Now imagine if instead of it being Hank Aaron's rookie card, it was Mickey Mantle or Willie Mays. How much more would it go for? Hank Aaron seems like a deal. How about a rookie card of Roberto Clemente? The 55 Topps Roberto Clemente is in a PSA 7 here. What do you think that one went for? Pretty good centering. And $11,360 for one of the all-time greats, one of the all-time great humanitarians. PSA 7 rookie card. That is a big card. I'd love to have that one. I don't see myself getting a 7 ever, though. How about the 52 Topps Willie Mays? Now, first off, notice the centering. The centering is outstanding. It's a PSA 4, but it's got outstanding centering. So what do you think this one went for? What do you think? How about, did you have right around 15,000 or so? 15, 16,000? I mean, obviously there's some fees in there, but It's a big card, that 52 tops of any of the big names. Willie Mays, obviously one of them. How about, oh, you know I love this card, the 54 tops Ernie Banks. Such a great card. This is a PSA 8, and it is really, really nice. What do you think the PSA 8 Ernie Banks 54 tops went for? How about $26,000? There are not many 54 tops Ernie Banks cards on earth that are going to be much nicer than that one, maybe just a handful or so. That is a beautiful card. Now this card, this is my favorite card of the entire video by far. The 1936 Worldwide Gum, Joe DiMaggio. It's in a PSA 1.5, but the eye appeal is outstanding. $27,000. Look at the centering. I love his busted up, crooked hat, all worn out hat. Tells a story. That picture tells a story. What a card. How about a 53 tops Mickey Mantle in a PSA 7? That thing is sweet. How's that only a 7? If that's a 7, what's a 9 look like? My goodness. Everything about that card is gorgeous, and it sold for $28,000. One of the best looking Mantle cards. Some argue, or might argue, that it is the nicest looking one, but it is a gorgeous card. $28,000. How about a 56 Roberto Clemente? So this is the second year Roberto Clemente. 56 tops. Now I can't remember. I want to say I looked, and I don't think that there's a 10. If there is a 10, there's just one of them. So there aren't really any nicer than this. $40,000 for the 1956 second year Roberto Clemente in a PSA 9. Man, that is a beautiful card. How about a Willie Mays rookie card, the 51 Bowman in a PSA 7? Look at the centering on that card. The 51 Bowmans are so hard to find centered like that. Willie Mays, perfectly centered, beautiful color. It's no wonder it sold for $52,500. That is absolutely spectacular. Somebody added an absolute beauty to their collection. And the 51 Bowman Mickey Mantle in a PSA 7. Now to me, that Mays is even a little bit nicer than this Mantle. But man, I'd love to have either one of them. And look at what it sold for. The final price it sold for was $90,000. It was $119,009, or best offer. And the final price, I looked it up, went for $90,000 for the Mickey Mantle rookie card and a PSA 9. What an addition to a collection.
Oh, hey, so first off, those first 40, did I get the right 5 mind-blowing picks? Were there maybe a couple of cards that you thought were more mind-blowing than the ones I picked? What were the couple of cards that you saw out of those 40 that really were like, wow, you can get that card for that? Again, I show my 5 by showing you the mind-blowing graphic and sound effect. So let me know that. Also, what do you think about those last 10 cards? Some big ones, right? Especially those last 2, 3. Massive, massive cards. What's the massive card that you want to land at some point in the future? Let me know those things. I look forward to hearing it.